The other night, after spending countless hours deciding what movie to watch, I was recommended a 2008 film, Lake Mungo. I said, why the hell not, and rented it through Amazon. After the movie ended, I was so spooked that I almost slept with the lights on. I say almost because as I was dozing off, I realized I'm a grown man, not a 5-year-old. I have been watching horror movies since I was a kid. Movies like The Exorcist, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween never really scared me. So, like any normal horror buff, I've been yearning for a good scary movie that would actually creep me out. And man, did Lake Mungo do it. I knew nothing about this film going into it, so I'll make sure to give you guys a warning before I step into spoiler territory, in case you're interested in watching it. Anyways, I saw this film when everyone was asleep, with all the lights off and my surround sound speakers on. So I was very deep into the movie. At one point, I actually shielded my eyes from the TV. I haven't done that crap since I saw The Ring a few years ago. But this time I didn't cry, so hooray for manlyhood. So what makes this film so frightening and disturbing? It's a documentary style film that tells the story of a family who is dealing with the death of their daughter, Alice, who drowned while swimming with her family. It may not sound that spooky, but it's the execution and the narrative style that makes this film so effective. It has a very slow pace. Running at 90 minutes, it felt more like 2 hours. But I consider that a huge positive. It's the slow pace that increases the mystery. You really get sucked into this story, and it almost feels like you're the one talking to these family members. Everything's edited together so nicely. It doesn't give everything away all at once. You see everything in the chronological order of how the family discovered these strange things. While watching the movie, I was reminded of the first Paranormal Activity, with its slow pace and found footage style, but I think Lake Mungo is superior because, to me, Paranormal Activity is just a movie about a couple who live in a haunted house. Lake Mungo is more than that. Not only is it about trying to see what they can catch on camera, it's also about a family who is mourning the death of a loved one and how they each cope with that. The documentary style makes it feel like a Dateline news story, which gives off a creepier tone than if this was just another found footage film. I highly recommend this movie for any horror movie fans. If you're not into horror and you get nightmares easily, I wouldn't recommend watching this. At least not by yourself late at night. Just a warning that there is some footage of a drowned corpse that may disturb some people, so be expecting that if you decide to watch it. I'm going to give Lake Mungo 7.7 out of 8 spooky pictures. Alright, I'm going to step into spoilers now, just because there are a few scenes I do want to talk about. If you've seen the movie, you can probably guess what scene really scared the crap out of me. For those of you who don't care about watching the movie, let me explain what happens here. Towards the end of the film, Alice's family discover that Alice spent the night at a place called Lake Mungo with her friends. One of her friends recorded some video of her anxiously trying to bury something. So, as curious as anyone would be, the family go to the site and try to find out what she buried. They find a plastic grocery bag with her cell phone in there. After charging it, we find out that she recorded something the night she stayed there. In the footage, she's walking alone at night and sees a dark figure in the distance. She walks towards it and it's slowly revealed that the dark figure is some ghost or demon that's standing there, completely still.
It was Ellie's body and Ellie's face.
The dad explains that the figure has the same exact face he saw in Alice's dead body, revealing that the night Alice was at Lake Mungo, she encountered a ghost of her dead self. What made this so frightening, to me at least, is the idea of being alone, in the middle of the night, and seeing your dead self in the distance, just standing there. I don't know about you, but I find the thought of drowning really disturbing and terrifying, so after watching this scene, I couldn't help but picture myself in that same situation as Alice. So guess who isn't going swimming this summer? It also doesn't help at all that the ghost looks creepy as f***. Look at this. I'm editing the video, but I covered the ghost's face with Pee Wee Herman. I normally edit really late at night, and I refuse to have that be the last thing I saw before I went to sleep. However, that's not the only creepy scene in the film. All the found footage shots got under my skin. Especially in the end credits when you find out that there was something else none of the family members caught. It makes the second watch more enjoyable because now you have two ghosts to find. It's like a ghost edition of Find Waldo. Oh, and whenever they found out the neighbor was inside the house while they were asleep, that was spooky. Imagine waking up the next day to find out that some guy was in your house while you were asleep. Scary. Anyways, that's all I really have to say for the film. It's a good horror movie that made me realize that I'm actually quite a...
Lovely pussy, what a beautiful pussy you are.
What did you guys think of the movie? Did you love it, hate it, find it funny or traumatizing? Leave your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Now if you excuse me, I have to go buy a nightlight.